guys, so today I'm going to teach you how to sell your own art and kind of make it your full-time job like mine, because I got a lot of DMs that said how can I start selling my art, so I thought I'd make a video and show you guys. I was going to talk in this video and like put the camera in front of my face, but I don't want to edit that because I hate editing like videos of myself, so I just did a little blacklight painting and I hope you guys enjoy. So the first thing on my list I have written down is practice for a while before you start selling your art, and share your art until some people actually want to purchase it. So basically what I mean when I say that is like be really confident in your work before you start like selling it and stuff. I know that when you start selling your art, it's really fun and you kind of just want to put all your stuff out there and you want to get sales right away and you kind of think everyone's just going to buy your art right away. But selling art does take a really long time to like kind of like get in the groove of doing, so like yeah, you just want to make sure that you find your style and really start loving your art before you start selling it to people. A lot of people normally won't buy your art, especially if like you're still like a beginner and you know you only have like 100 Instagram followers, no one really knows you, and it's just like on a piece of paper with like markers and scribbles and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you perfect it, and you just want to make your art like worth buying instead of like on a piece of paper. You know, you want like a canvas and stuff like that. You want something that people could really hang up in their home and like show off to their friends, you know what I mean? So yeah, I hope you understand that concept, but hopefully when I go over everything else, you'll understand. Okay, so number 2, I have share your art on all platforms and have an easy, simple name and learn how to brand yourself. So making sure that you have a really easy, simple name is like so important when you're starting to sell your art, because you want people to remember your name, and you just want to make sure it's just really easy and simple and like to the point. Like for example, my name is like Trippy Draws, so if you saw that, you would kind of assume that I draw trippy stuff because it's Trippy Draws, you know? Also, try not to put any numbers or like underscores or any weird like, you know, like little things like in your username. You want it to be like really to the point because you want people to remember your name, and it's going to be really hard for them to remember your name or even say it if you have all these like crazy little numbers in there and stuff like that. So yeah. And then I have share your art on all platforms. So that means basically share your art on all platforms. You should have a Tumblr, you should have a Pinterest, you should have a freaking Facebook, you should have Instagram, TikTok, like literally every app. Just share your art. It's never too much. You can never share too much of your art, alright? Because the whole point of selling art is getting your stuff out there for the world to see, and especially if you want to make it your full-time job, you're really going to have to just step up and just put your stuff everywhere. Just think about it. It's free to just put your stuff on social media. So to make money off of that by doing that, that's free, is freaking crazy. Also, if you want to learn a lot about like how business works and stuff like that, I recommend watching Gary Vee. Oh my gosh, you guys, he is like the freaking man. He's just really inspirational and will really motivate you once you start watching like his videos and his podcasts and stuff. So like, yeah, just freaking check him out if you want to learn about how to make a business and how to brand yourself and stuff like that. He's really cool. Also, I finished my blacklight painting, as you can tell, so these are just some videos that I took like 2 years ago, and yeah, just enjoy. Alright, so what I have next on my list says, try to find your style and try new things and be original. That means no copying and coming up with your own ideas. This, I cannot stress this enough, you guys. Being original when it comes to selling your art is like the most important thing ever. And yes, of course, it's good to get inspired by other artists, but you do not want to copy other artists, especially if you're not giving them credit, and if you're selling something that's copied by another artist. That is like the worst thing that you could probably do when it comes to selling your art. You just want to be super original, you want to be different. People love originality. This is also why I said practice before you start selling your art, is because like you want to find your style throughout your whole little like art experience that you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like you really want to find your style, and you're not gonna find it right away. And you might, when you first start drawing, there might be this artist that you really love, and you kind of want your art to look like theirs. But when it comes to selling your art, that's you. I see you. You want it to be different, you know? You don't want to be like anybody else. You don't want to copy someone's, but you'll find your style over time. I believe in you. So I would just say the most important thing on this list is originality. And alright, so the next one, number 4, I think, make time to paint, especially if you want to do this full time. So if you want to be a full-time artist, it is going to take some time, let me tell you. It took a really long time for me, and it was a lot, but you want to make sure that it's really hard to explain this part because I know that people need money to survive, and if you're not selling your work, it's like impossible to do that almost. But if you're going to school and you have like 2 or 3 jobs or something like that and you're trying to sell your art, it's going to be so hard. And I know I got super lucky with this one because when I first started like actually selling my art and making money off of it, I was just getting out of high school, and I was still living with my mom, so like I didn't have to pay for like, you know, rent and stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to say like make a lot of time for you to create your art, because if you really want to make this your job and like it's your dream, you gotta make time for it. Also, what was I gonna say? You don't have to go to art college to learn how to make art. So don't think that you're gonna like become this crazy successful artist like just because you went to an art school, you know what I mean? Also, colleges can be like pretty expensive, and I don't know. You can go if you want, but I don't think that college like art schools are gonna teach you anything that you can. I don't know. You have art in your brain. You know what I mean? Like they could teach you techniques and stuff like that, but they're not gonna teach you your own little creativeness that you have in your brain, in your heart. You know. But I don't know. That's just me. I know you guys can go to college or do whatever you want. I know a lot of people's parents want them to go to college, but I just want you to know that you can be successful and not have to get like a crazy like education and stuff like that. I don't know. Alright, the next one, here we go. So what's next on my list says, do simple custom pieces of art for your customers. People love stuff that's made just for them. Especially if they're really loving your art. They want something that you made for them that's like exactly just for them and whatever they like. But yeah, I would say making custom pieces for people is a really good one. Also, it can help you get out of your comfort zone a little bit. I remember when I first started doing it, people would ask me to draw like characters from TV shows, and I'd kind of get nervous because I never drawn a character from a TV show before, but yeah, so it helps you get out of your comfort zone a lot and see what else you can do, you know? Also, when you're doing custom art, make sure you always have them pay before. I've had so many problems with this, and I've like lost money because you waste you know, your paint supplies and all your art supplies on something that they said they were going to buy and they end up don't. So make sure that they pay before. Okay, here we go on the next one. Have start your prices low, and the more demand, the higher your prices. So make sure when you first start selling, you want your prices to be pretty low. And basically, the more demand for it and the more people that want it, um, start raising your prices. But also at the same time, whatever you think your art is worth, just put it up for that price because that's your art. You made that with your little hands, you know what I mean? But at the same time, art supplies can be pretty expensive, so you want to make sure that, you know, you're at least making your money back. That's why a lot of artists, like, their supplies are very expensive, especially when you start using high quality paintbrushes and paint and stuff like that. That's why their art could be a little bit more expensive. And yeah, you just want to make sure that you're basically making your money back. What's next on my list says, understand how much time and work this is going to be. You have to think about shipping costs, bubble wrap, gas money to get to the post office, the art store, spending money on art supplies, and everything else that comes in between. And if you guys follow me on TikTok, I do like day in my life videos, and it literally looks like I just sit around all day painting and then I go to the post office. It is seriously not like that. It is so much work. It makes me want to cry sometimes how much work I have to do. So if you want to be a full-time artist and you want to start selling your work, just understand how much work it's going to be and understand how long it's going to take for you to get into the groove of things, and it gets easier and stuff like that. And it is going to be a lot of work. And although it's a lot of work, it's also like the best job ever, like in the world, to me at least, because you work from home, which is super comfortable. You know, you don't have to wake up at a certain time, and like, you know, so yeah, just understand how much work it's going to be. Also, my chair is really squeaky. I'm sorry. So what I have next on my list says, target your audience with what you think that they would like and interact with your followers. So with this one, I mean like find what you think that people would like that are following you and kind of do what they're really interested in, because then once they see your painting of something that they really love, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to buy this. But also at the same time, keep doing what you love to do too. You never want to like do something just because someone else really loves it. But it did help me a lot. I remember when I first started selling, I would draw like all in my style, and I would only do like mushrooms and mandalas and stuff that like I really love doing. But then I would get out of my comfort zone a little bit and start doing like cartoon characters and animals and stuff like that. And you know, people love animals and people love watching TV. So when they see stuff that really like applies to them and what they really love, they will eat up your art and they'll love it, I promise you. Also, I hope I'm explaining everything good. I've never done a video like this where I'm kind of just like talking the whole time. So, I don't know, I'm nervous and taking a really long time, but I love you. Anyway, what's next on my list says host giveaways when the demand for your art gets high. And giveaways are super fun, and it gets a lot of people involved in your art and excited to see your art, and they can have a chance to win it for free, which is really freaking cool. And giveaways are super fun. And I think that's all I'll say about that one. What's next on my list is make it easy for people to find your art, buy your art, and put links in your bio and tell people where to find your shop. Also, it's kind of hard to find a website to start selling your art on. Like, I sell on Etsy, but they take a lot of money from you just because you're using their website, and they need a profit off of it too. So I would just make sure that you find a website to sell your art off of that you really love. And the whole process of putting your art online, oh my gosh, I still can't do it. It is so it is so complicated, but you kind of get in the groove of things once you start doing it for a while, but don't give up. I remember when I first started selling my art online, I was about to give up because it was so frustrating. It's so hard to put the measurements in, and you gotta pay for like the shipping costs and everything like that, so it's a lot, but it's so worth it. It's fun. You know, I don't know. And you just want to make it easy for people to find where your shop is and make it easy for people to know where they can find your art and post your art like everywhere. Also, make like little videos, and you can make tutorials if you have like your own little style and technique of doing things. I know people love little like tutorials and how-to videos and time-lapse videos of art, so that's really fun. And yeah, just have fun with that. That's fun. The next thing on my list says let people know who you are and not just your art. I remember when I first started selling, I kind of wanted to hide behind my art because I didn't really want people to know like who I was, and I wasn't like confident with it, I guess. And but this one's really important because you want people to know who you are and the stuff that you like and what you're all about, how old you are, what you look like. You know, sometimes people don't buy art just because of what it looks like, but they buy it because the person that made it they really love. I remember my art not selling as much because I had no like selfies. No one really knows what I look like. It's like kind of like a mystery. And I started making YouTube videos and my time-lapse videos, and I kind of just put myself out there more for the sake of like me selling my art. And it worked pretty well, and people for some reason like me and my artwork, so I'm really thankful for that. And you should be too. You should be happy in who you are and your artwork and stuff. And I'm such a hypocrite because I hate myself. But I want you to love yourself. You know what I mean? I preach like love and just love yourself and be happy and stuff like that. I can never give it to myself, so I know I'm a hypocrite and I'm sorry, but I love you. And the next thing I have on my list that it just says, I understand it's not going to be easy right away. And I think I mentioned this a little bit before that it's going to be a lot of hard work, but like if you try to sell your art like right away, just understand that you might not get a sale at all, and just don't give up because it's fun. You already know. I explained this pretty much, but just don't give up. I believe in you. So right here, this is my very first drawing book, and the next few couple drawing books that you're going to be seeing are my very first drawings that I've like pretty much ever done. So if that doesn't inspire you, hey, I don't know what will. But it's just cool because you could see me like getting better through every single page and every time that I've drawn and stuff like that. I just wanted to put this video in there just because I wanted to show you guys that over time, the more you practice things, you get better and better at it with anything in life. So what's next on my list is this is kind of more when you're like already kind of selling your art. And it says package your art with lots of bubble wrap to make sure it gets to their new home safe. You always want to put like cardboard or a lot of bubble wrap and just make sure that your canvases are safe because it sucks when it gets to someone's house. They're so happy to see it, they unwrap it, and it's broken. So just make sure that you wrap your stuff up pretty well, and also understand for the shipping, like little wrapping papers and bubble wrap and stuff is so expensive. I don't know why. It sucks. But it's very expensive, but the more you start selling your art, you will get into the groove of things. Like I said, it's going to be hard at first, but I believe in you. You can get there. If I can do it, you can do it. And the last thing on my list says, just have fun with it. To make art is so fun, and for people to love your work and want it in their homes is so, so special. Like, making art is probably one of the most, like, relaxing things, and it can get stressful at times, yes, but it's also very fun and, like, comfortable, and you can create anything that you want, literally anything that you want. So it's very special, and just be very passionate about your work. Basically what I'm saying is just have fun with it, and if you're like doing this just because you want to make some money, then it's just not the thing for you, you know? Like, you want to be passionate with it. So make sure you really enjoy doing it, and make sure you really love doing it. So I'm pretty sure I just went through everything on my list, and I think I did pretty good. Was that good? I don't know. So for this part, I'm just going to go over the most important ones one more time so it gets stuck in your little noggin. Because I've been selling art for only 3 years now, which is actually crazy. But I've learned a lot of things throughout the way, and I just want to share my knowledge with you guys. And I don't know if I said this, but I didn't get any of these off of Google. They're just straight from my head and what I've learned throughout the years of selling art. So everything that I've mentioned is just kind of like my experience and stuff like that. So I would just say some important ones are be really original with your stuff, and try new things, and don't give up, and understand it's going to be a lot of work. Understand you're going to spend a lot of money on art supplies. You might lose a lot of money. And it's just a very fun thing, and I'm so thankful that I get to do this. And I'm also so happy that I teach you guys how to do this. And I see so many of you guys that are inspired by my work, and you literally want to make art just because of me, and that to me is so freaking crazy that I get to do that. And I love inspiring you guys. I think even when I was younger, I've always wanted to motivate and like inspire people to make art. It is I'm literally I'm like tearing up. But it is like the best thing in the world. It is so fun to just have a blank canvas in front of you and just start painting, and for someone to really love your work and want to buy it is the best feeling in the world, because you created it by yourself, you know. That's also why I say be really original. You don't want to copy people's work. I think that's the biggest thing in this whole entire list, is you don't want to copy people's work. For giving credit to someone that you kind of are inspired by, or you copied their art by, if you just like post an Instagram picture of your work, that's like fine, but it's like a totally another story if you're like ripping off someone else's work and selling it. And a lot of artists really, really, really don't like that. Yeah, so I would just say being original and making stuff straight from your little noggin, that's really important, you know? I think that's kind of acceptable is if you take someone's like kind of artwork and you change it like a lot, and that's like kind of okay, but you still always want to give credit. Also, I want to put out there that know that not everyone is going to love your art, so be prepared to see some constructive criticism on your artwork. Don't get sad, it's okay. People will comment on my art sometimes and be like, your art's too crazy, your art's too much, it's giving me a headache. But like, that's kind of the point when it comes to my art. It's supposed to be colorful and crazy and like a lot to look at, which is what I really love doing. So as long as you're happy with it, hey man, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, you know what I mean? Also, I just wanted to say, if you've been trying to sell your art for a little bit and you think like it's not working out or something like that, please, if it's really what you want to be doing with your life, please don't give up. Like, because art does take a lot of practice to start selling and stuff like that, and with everything in life, it's just practice, practice, practice. So please don't give up. I used to give up on a lot of things when I was younger, and now I'm older, I like regret it. So please don't give up. Art is amazing, and you are amazing, and I freaking believe in you so much. Alright, so I think I'm done with the video. I hope I explained everything okay. And, let me know in the comments if I explained things okay, and, yeah, I want you guys to I literally just want to inspire you to start creating and drawing and selling art. It's the best feeling in the world. Okay, oh my god, this is 20 minutes long. Girl, I can't. Alright, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. Make sure you listen to my new song. It's called 100 Moons. Me and my neighbor John Marco made it, and I'm really proud of that song. We're really proud of it, and yeah, you can watch the music video on my YouTube channel right now. It's called 100 Moons, 100 Moons, 100 Moons. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to my ugly voice talk, and I hope I explained everything pretty well. And have fun selling your art. I know you can do it. I believe in you.